Welcome back to DGPR Onboarding. In this video, what we are going to do is introduce the Department of National Defense and ADM-IE. We're going to tie this back to the previous lesson on government as a whole. So the reason why national defense exists is to provide the government or parliament with military capabilities that it could use. And to provide that, it was established by an act of parliament, one of those laws we discussed in the first video, and that law is called the National Defense Act. And that piece of legislation provides the mandate for the Department of National Defense and the Canadian Armed Forces to carry out their activities. When we say military capabilities, we're going to be quite broad. This is just a very gentle introduction. And so the military has four broad capabilities that it provides to the government. The first type of capability that the military provides the government are Navy capabilities. Military also provides Air Force capabilities. We provide Army or land capabilities. And the last broad category of capabilities are Special Forces. Now, each of these capabilities are supported by underlying systems. And so if you want to have sailors aboard a Navy ship, then you have to have a recruiting system to get those people into the military, and then a training system to teach them the skills that they need to become effective. We also need, for example, healthcare. People move around a lot, and so we're not actually covered in the military by the Canada Health Act. We need an intelligence system so that we have information of what potential enemies are up to. We need a command and control and communication system to direct our own forces. We have an administration system, and we can actually add a few more things to this list, but I think by now you get the idea that to have these capabilities, you need to have underlying supporting systems for them. Now, both those capabilities and the underlying supporting systems require supporting infrastructure. So the Navy needs port facilities, the Army needs bases, the Air Force needs airfields. Special Forces, well, that's classified. But we also need places to store ammunition, we need supporting infrastructure for our headquarters, and so on and so forth. And at ADM-IE, this is the organization that is responsible for ensuring that the military's infrastructure needs are satisfied. So to recap, we have military capabilities, we have supporting systems for those capabilities. Both the capabilities and the supporting systems require infrastructure. ADM-IE is responsible for providing that infrastructure. And now we're going to talk a little bit about how it does that. First, part of the organization and the means of delivering this infrastructure is actually getting a good understanding of what is needed. Once we know what we need, we then go and find strategies to actually acquire that infrastructure. Once we have it, we're responsible for maintaining it. And once we no longer need it, ADM-IE is responsible for disposing it. In addition to these infrastructure responsibilities, ADM-IE also has other responsibilities. ADM-IE is also responsible for the Department of National Defense's environmental program. Furthermore, ADM-IE is also responsible for the department's Indigenous programs. We will get more details into all of these blue boxes in future videos. This is just a gentle introduction to understand where we fit in within the department. So to review, the military, the Canadian Armed Forces, has four broad categories of capabilities: a Navy, an Air Force, an Army, and Special Forces. Those capabilities have supporting systems and includes both military and civilian organizations. And these systems include recruiting, training, intelligence, and so on. ADM-IE is responsible for ensuring that the military's infrastructure needs are satisfied. And it does that through an infrastructure program, an Indigenous program, and through an environmental program. That's it for now. We'll see you in the next video.